I'm Lonnie Goldsmith, the editor of TC Jewfolk. I wanted to share a video interview with Alexandra Sakurets, a registered nurse who is currently in Przemysl, Poland, on the border with Ukraine, where she is working to treat refugees who are escaping Russia's war on their country. The audio is for an upcoming Who the Folk podcast episode, but since she is showing me what she is seeing from the storefront where her team is working, we thought it would be interesting for you to see it as well. Fair warning, the interview has a lot of abrupt breaks in it, as she was on shift working to treat people with all manner of ailments. There is a link for the organization she's working with and a place to donate if you're so interested. Thanks for watching. Alexandra Sakurets, it is great to talk to you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. First of all, where are you? Can you tell us where you are?
I'm not exactly sure. No, I do know. I'll text you. I'll send you a screenshot.
Okay.
The address 36 Lvovska. Hold on, I'll tell you. It is called. Как называется этот? What is this town called? Przemysl?
Да. Где мы находимся? Где?
Przemysl, да. Przemysl, how do you say? How do you say this town? Как это сказать?
Смысл.
Это еще хуже, чем мы произносим. Тут одни
Да,
чище.
одну вещь я уже сразу понял, что когда мы вернемся, я никогда не смогу сказать, где мы были. Но
I just sent it to you. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Przemysl.
No problem. You are in Poland right now, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Here, I'll turn it the other way. This is a shopping mall.
So you're in a shopping mall in Poland right near the Ukrainian border, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're working as a medic, basically, right now.
Well, I'm a registered nurse. I'm working as a registered nurse.
So you're working as a registered nurse on the Poland-Ukraine border helping with refugees.
Yeah, there's 5 of us from the United States.
Okay. What was it that inspired you to do this, to make this decision to go over there for a few weeks or as long as you need to be there?
What inspired me is probably most likely your relatives, probably your direct relatives who at some point helped us to come to United States. In 33 years ago. Парацетамол, да, можно. Який дитячий? Берите. Берите. Hang on a second. Да, нічого. Що треба?
Є такі таблеточки давлення ЕНАП.
Нема таке давлення, нічого нема, тиска, нема.
Дякую.
So I'm just going to show you what kind of a first aid center we've set up. Most of the supplies we brought with us in big duffel bags.
Okay.
But then some stuff is here too. I'll take you around.
That would be great.
And show you kind of where everything is. But there's 5 of us. 3 of our staff are sleeping right now. I can kind of talk while there's no one here. But then if you want a tour of what disaster looks like, then I will have to. Do you speak English?
English, yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Стойте. I'll take you around and I'll show you kind of what this place looks like. We can start for now and I'll take you to other places afterwards. This is where people come in. You see that number 6?
Yes.
So that number 6, that's where people are coming in. They're brought from the border. Most of them have been at the border for 10 to 12 hours outside with kids. You can see small children. Soon you'll see some pets. I've seen everything. Dogs, cats, rats, rabbits. We've seen iguanas. So they're taking all their belongings and standing in lines for 10 to 12 hours outside. And then once they cross the border, then the Polish volunteers. This is a volunteer-run organization, by the way, with the exception of army troops. Yes? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. I have to find another family for these German guys to.
Being per shift, how many people are coming to your table to
I'll
seek
be able
assistance?
to get, no, I want to say 100 an hour.
Oh,
at
wow.
least.
And
I mean, they're seeking. Some of them are injured from being outside or from falling and hurting themselves outside.
okay.
So they need dressings changed. Many, I mean, first aid sorts of things. And then
Okay.
now that they've been outside for so long, the children are sick.
Oh,
The
sure.
adults are too. They have colds and flu. Everyone has herpes outbreaks on their lips. I'm just kind of having the camera so you can get my view.
No, I appreciate it.
A lot of GI upset
Hmm.
just because there's no sanitation. So there's probably 5,000 refugees here at one time. It's not really a place to live. It's a place that they get dropped off. It's their first kind of spot in Poland. Here they get a chance to have something to eat. And if they're waiting for transportation, they can sleep here. They're sleeping all together
Okay.
in cots, like you can see. Like
Wow.
that. I mean, I can say that the Polish authorities are doing their absolute best. So they get checked in here and then they choose the country where they want to go. Now you can tell behind me are two Polish cities. There is a main chart where all the countries in Europe are written out.
Okay.
All the countries that are taking refugees. You see that guy just walked by with the Krakow sign.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Krakow. He will take them. Some are just drivers and they'll take you and leave you there if you have someone who is waiting for you. And
Okay.
if you don't, then you need different accommodations like housing, like full support. Hang on a second.
Yep.
Поясницы ничего нема.
Нету.
Ножки нема.
Нема.
А 5 ног тоже нема. Аналгин.
Я вам давала, по-моему, сегодня аналгин, нет? Нельзя много пить, это вредно.
У меня поясница. болит.
Нет, нельзя больше.
Да.
Hang on a second.
Да.
So here's a prime example of what's happening here.
Okay.
I would say 5% of everyone who's here are, maybe even less, are probably, well, I mean, they are refugees. See, but who you saw and came to me, they're gypsies.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, they're gypsies and they're, they're used to living homeless lives. So they're just kind of living here. I think they've been here for 7 days. There's like 3 families.
Wow.
And all they're doing is walking around demanding medications, more food, this and that, and they're not leaving. I don't know if they're interested in going somewhere else in Europe or they're just going to stay here. But these are, so as people are off the buses, most of these are women and their children. And they, then the men help, like the guards here, the police help them to bring their luggage in and get registered. Once they're registered, again, they choose the country where they want to go. And then they wait in the little spot where that country is written out, and an announcement is made, or like drivers will come from Germany and go into a room where it says Germany and say, I can take 5 people. With full support, we have a house for you, we have an apartment, I mean, whatever. And we'll get you your paperwork started, driver's license. We'll get your kids into school. Hang on a second. Yeah, there is Wi-Fi. Go into settings. It's Orange Ukraine. В сеттингах Orange Ukraine найдите безкоштовно. Помочь? Orange Ukraine. Так. So I'm sorry, where were we?
So I did want to go back to one thing you had said, like right when we had started, that because it was probably people that I here in the Twin Cities that brought you and your family to Minnesota. You're from I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, Zhytomyr in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What part of the country is Zhytomyr in?
it's a central northern part. It borders with Belarus.
Okay. So you were brought here 33 years ago. How old were you when you came to Minnesota and to the US?
12.
12. Okay. And that's part of what inspired you to come back as part of this mission to give assistance?
I can tell you that I categorically remember every person who helped us. I mean, besides like a driver or someone
Sure.
whom I wouldn't remember because of a short encounter, but everyone that met us and spent even a short amount of time, I remember them clearly. I remember how lost we felt. I remember how scared we were. We had never left Soviet Union before. We had never left Russia at all. We've never been in Europe. We didn't speak the language. We didn't know where we were going. We did have family who was waiting for us here. My uncle immigrated, I think 6 months before us, and he was in Minneapolis. But there were people along the way that organized this route, which you probably know about. In the late 80s, it was taking Jewish families, 6, 7, 8 months. Добрий день, добрий. Так, що ви хочете? Посмоктати, смоктучку таку, так. Ви разом? Ви разом? То я вам дам одненьку, так. Яке купіть? Це все ж безкоштовно. Що ви кажете? А що у вас?
Засушує, рани засушує.
Я не маю. Я присыпки нема, есть такое. Крем.
Оно ж не, крем никуда. Присыпешь на рану.
Нема стрептоцида такого, я розумію,
А ви
нема
знаєте, в
такого.
аптеці нема?
Ні.
А де якісь ще?
Не ведаю. Может, в аптеке есть, но
У нас на Україні є.
здесь не аптека такая, здесь donation, здесь все, що безкоштовно. Здесь так, що
Ні,
привезли, то я маю, не привезли, то я не
я
маю.
понял.
Так.
Дякую.
Так, sorry.
No. You're working. That's okay.
Yeah. So we had a long journey too to the United States. It was a good six months. Вам щось треба допомогти? Так, що треба?
Скажіть, будь ласка, у вас є салфетки для носа і вітамін Д, якщо є. Я забула.
А я маю, так, вітамін Д я маю. Зараз
2000 мені треба.
по 1000 точно. Hang on a second. Маю вітамін.
2000 маєте?
По 1000. Ну, так,
Ну, 2 таблетки. Я
так,
зрозуміла,
отак.
Ой, дякую вам.
Нема за що.
І салфетки, якщо можна.
Салфетки, якщо можна. О, я маю все, що вам треба.
Понятно. Я вас люблю.
А я вас.
Дякую.
Нема за що. Ібупрофен для хлопчика?
6 лет.
6 лет. Ви хочете який? Жидкий?
Жидкий.
Беріть до себе. Нас много. Беріть весь.
А, вот это
Так. Все, читати вмієте по-англійськи чи що там?
не
Не мой. Скільки років?
6.
6 років. Ну от 4-6 років, 3-7-5. А тут потрібно бути така ложечка. Все є.
Да.
Беріть до себе.
Спасибо.
Нема за що. Alright.
So you were talking.
Так.
Okay.
Так.
So you were talking about your journey to the U.S. It took several months at that.
Yeah, it took us 6 months overall. We left in the winter and we didn't get to Minneapolis until sometime in the summer. I think it was June. So we spent a total of I think 4 weeks in Austria, Vienna, and then we spent I think 4 months in Italy. 5 months, something like that. We lived in a small town, awaiting our turn to be heard at the American Embassy for a status of refugee.
Okay. And so.
Доброго дня. Чим допомогти? Так, я розмовляю на українській, на російській мові. Так?
Мені треба зробити 2 уколи внутрім'язово.
Внутрім'язово, ви маєте ці уколи?
У мене є все, навіть шприци є.
Так, заходьте. А хто буде робити укол? Ви самі собі робите чи я? Я роблю? Я можу, так. Яку м'язу? Ногу, дупу? Так. О, тільки тут не приватно. Hang on a second. I have somebody I need to administer an IM shot to, and I have no privacy. This is going to be interesting. Ну, може, туди підемо? За шторку?
Звісно.
Так?
Так.
Вибачте мене, бо я не маю ніякої приватності. Ось туди, у куток.
Куди завгодно.
Куди завгодно. Окей, I have to do an IM shot. I'll call you in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's been an hour since we talked. What's that last hour been like for you?
Hour now is the same as an hour in 2 hours or was an hour 5 days ago. Nothing really changes here from day to night. Refugees are arriving in the same door. Here, I'll flip.
And is it a 24-hour operation that people are coming
Yes, it
in
is.
all the time?
You see people walking through that door?
Yeah.
You probably do.
Okay.
See those people walking to the right?
Yeah.
This right here through the glass.
I see it.
So this is one of the many. I'll go outside at some point here.
Okay. So are people coming? Are people? Go ahead, Alexandra.
As they unload the bus, they come in, they register. So this is one of the volunteers. There is someone, a driver here, who's ready to take, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 10 people to a city that she's announcing, and she's saying whatever the city is. I think she said Praga, which is Prague. Prague with living means that they will find temporary housing for them, but they won't be left in the street. Девушка, вам помочь? Все хорошо? So most of the people here are women and children. A few men who are not able to serve in the army for some reason, usually a disability of some sort, but
Okay.
not all of the disabilities are very obvious. Like someone can have type 2 diabetes and they won't take them. But visually, I mean, I've seen these people and I wondered, he's a young guy, I wonder why he's here. But that's why.
I was going to ask you earlier when you said it was mostly women and children, but that makes sense that the men who are able
But look,
stay
so
back.
this is a guy. So this is a guy. You can
Yeah.
tell he's clearly not fit to serve for whatever reason.
Sure. Are people coming in 24 hours a day? Or are you and your volunteers
Yes.
like constantly on duty?
All constantly on duty. We're constantly on duty. We're taking shifts, and
How-
most
how-
are sleeping here with the refugees.
Wow. So how long are your shifts?
We're sleeping. Oh, here, I'll show you where we sleep.
Okay.
This is the same room. This is where all my meds are.
Right.
But this is a mall. I mean, it's just a shop, really. You can tell. It's like a little garage door that goes
Oh, yeah.
down in a shop. And so we just put blankets to cover the window. And then we just put our sign up. And that's it.
Wow.
And this is our space, but we sleep back there. One of the guys who's still sleeping needs to wake up and hang the drapes back up because we can't sleep like that. But one of the girls is still sleeping. There's a girl still sleeping who did the night shift. One of the night shift girls is already awake. Вам
Got it.
щось треба, якась допомога? Кенян,
Обычный перволом.
нету корвалола. Нету. А успокоительное какое-то хотите?
Давайте что-нибудь.
Давайте. Может быть, вам дать этот валидол?
Давайте валидуем.
Давайте. На здоровье.
Так, все, пошли. Я буду делать.
Вам помочь? Вы просто вы гуляете? Тебе что-то дать? А у меня тут что-то. Зліпниця така маленька. Па. Нема за що. Нема за що. Наїлися. А супу поїли? Там дуже смачна їжа. А? Покушайте, тут так вкусно кормят. Я тут, наверное, поправлюсь. Я так дома не їла смачно, як тут. Hello?
So I
Sorry.
I see that's okay. I see that kids understand lollipop around the world.
Yeah, they do. I brought these. I had my cousin Marina Feldman stop by. I packed in a day. I had no time. I said, if you're coming, she actually brought me. We went to Israel together, and we each bought a Masada coin, and I couldn't find mine, so she brought me hers. Okay, I gotta hang on.
Okay.
Так, якась
Скрипочка есть.
скрепочки нету, а є щось інше.
Ой, дякую вам.
Я знаю, що вам треба.
Да.
Так? Так хтось може допомогти? Взяти собачку, мабуть, до мене не піде, так?
Может,
Так? Може піти. Hang on.
Yep.
он у нас коммуникабельный вообще.
Девушка, ослабитель есть у вас?
Есть.
Дайте, пожалуйста.
Ну, сейчас, я сейчас вот с женщинами поговорю, они раньше вас стояли.
Я не могу стоять.
Не можете стоять?
Да, поясница болит, ноги болят.
Наверное, все устали.
Да, я уже 2 дня тут.
Так уезжайте.
И беременная.
Чего вы не уезжаете?
Как не уезжаю? Сегодня уедем. вечером.
Сегодня вечером куда?
На это,
Благодарю.
на Берлин.
Я открыла.
Вам все?
Я открыла. Да-да-да,
Всё.
вот я положила.
Хорошо,
Да,
заберу.
спасибо. Аппарат для измерения сахара.
Есть. Всего доброго.
Девушка, ослабитель.
Подождите,
Ну, я после нее была.
Да, они все подошли, она стояла рядом. Пожалуйста, не надо здесь устраивать. Они только что приехали, вы уже 3 раза
Я
ходили.
хочу взять.
Я знаю.
Ну, я
не
ходила
могу
и
вам дать.
нема.
Не могу дать с собой, могу тут померить. Извините, пожалуйста, свет-то есть?
Спасибо, ты на меня
А вы когда уезжаете?
сейчас
Сейчас?
знаю. Не-не.
Послушайте, придите через час. У нас на складе были. У меня просто здесь один, и мы сходим, кто-то меня заменит, мы
Через
пойдем
час.
возьмем. Да, я погоню кого-то, они возьмут, найдут, там была целая коробка, там такое делается, что я могу не найти.
Я еще буду.
Еще
Сегодня
придете, обязательно придите, я вам все дам, там аппараты, все эти ланцеточки, все дам. Только верните, инсулин у нас есть. Да. Так, чем помочь?
Скажите, есть какой-нибудь сироп, который, вот, когда горло дерет, там такой вот першит, что-то такое?
Да. I know this is not the interview you were hoping for.
Listen, it's fine. You know what? I think it's great. It's not what I was hoping for, but also it gives people a real view and real insight into what your life is like for this, this time that you're there.
Yeah.
No, so that's fine. So what's the organization that that you're working with that brought you here?
Oh, I even had a name tag. Вам щось допомогти? Маску? Так, берите, можна. Можна, нема за що. Не, это хирургический.
Спасибо.
А маникюрный может быть там, где гигиена. You know what? I'll go to the back and I will see. And I will see if I have my badge. Доброе утро. I don't know that I'll find it now. Gosh, I'm sorry. I
That's
don't
okay.
know on my bed.
I think I might have just found it on your Facebook page. Is it the Global Disaster Relief Team?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll have a link available for people to can people donate?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have
And
a link
so this is,
available.
so the donation goes to, I think it's a Jewish organization called Jew Fund or Jew something like that.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't remember exactly what the name is, because this was like a disaster kind of a situation, and it came upon us so quickly.
Okay.
We weren't really able to register for a for funding to be an official nonprofit. So they let us open. They let us open underneath them as an umbrella, and they're just collecting the money for us. But all of it goes to us,
Okay.
to the 5 of us who are here, and to all the supplies that had to be purchased.
Okay. Gotcha. So I guess what are you leaving behind in Minneapolis that you were able to do this? How
Hang on 1 second. I have
Sure.
to answer. Somebody is, I'm keeping someone's car's keys. 1 second.
No problem.
I can't even have more than a 3-minute conversation with you.
That's okay. Like that's how it goes right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so your life in Minneapolis. You're a registered nurse.
Yes.
Where do you work go when you're here?
I've been a pediatric nurse at the University of Minnesota Children's Hospital since 1998.
Okay.
Возьмите з собою. А мило там перша, оце перша, ні, це дезінфекція. Перша комната, отак, ідіть прямо, ви зареєструвалися? Так, ідіть, не зареєструвалися ще? А? Вы регистрацию прошли? Прямо первая комната, видишь, 5, 4, 3, первая, там все, зубная паста, щетки, вот такое. Sorry.
That's okay. So how about your family back home? Are there, I imagine they're supportive of you being over there for this long?
Yeah, absolutely. My kids are old enough, they can be left alone fairly independently.
That helps.
Przyprowadzić, nie wychodzicie do ludzi, bo tam kobieta płacze, coś ją boli tutaj w krzyżach. Przyprowadzić ją tu.
Яка kobieta? Так, сюда, так. I'm learning Polish as a result. He just said a woman is crying because her back hurts. Should I bring her to you?
So how close is Polish, the Polish language to Ukrainian?
It's fairly close. I mean, it's the same family of language. It's probably like Spanish and Portuguese, even though I don't really know for sure because I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. But I know it's the same family.
Okay. I mean, this is really, it's a fascinating, this is really a fascinating behind the scenes look of everything. It feels both sort of organized and chaotic all at the same time.
Yes.
Is that right? Does that seem right to you?
Yeah, I would say half of the people are. Okay. Это кабета? Спина болит? Okay, I'll have to call you back. I have to take a patient.
Sounds good.